What is going on, everybody? Jesse here, and I've got a dilemma. We've had way too much rain for my potato plants. If you look behind me, a lot of them are collapsing, a lot of them are falling down. I sampled a couple by the edge where it got really wet, and they didn't do so well. So instead of trying to recoup or just hope for the best that some of them are going to do really good, and it was just a couple, I want to pull all of them. Now I had 35 potato plants here. They're all Nordland Reds, and it's just time. I'd rather get an early harvest of less potatoes than have to chance more rain, and we're supposed to get more rain, and I'd rather just try and see what we can get, and hopefully we get a decent harvest. This is 35 potatoes here. Well, it'll actually be 33 now because I've already pulled two just to see what they look like. So that would leave me with 70 more potato plants left to do. And those ones are actually probably in a worse situation than these ones. However, they're a lot younger, so I figure they have a better chance of bouncing back. These ones have been in the ground since April, so we should get a good harvest, hopefully. Now I've got a nice big plastic tote and a diaper box, because of course. And honestly, I don't know if I'll get any more than that out of here. If I do, I'll be pleasantly surprised. But even that, it's a decent harvest. Most of these I didn't even have to purchase. These are all leftovers from last year. But it's gonna get really hot today. So I wanted to get out here. It's 6:30 in the morning. Sun's already out. I'm already sweating. It's already past 80 degrees. By noon, it's supposed to be like 100. So I just wanted to try and get out here and get some stuff done. So let's get to it. Oh, let's see. These are the closest ones to the edge. Well, Nordland Red. There we go. Well, 3 so far. Not a huge amount, but like I said, these are pretty early still. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, exactly what I was worried about. Some of the ones that were closest to where it actually got too much water, they're mush. And let's be honest, there's nothing I can do about that. Just harvest. That being said, we should be able to find a few good ones left. Live and learn. You can't fix everything. Have my back to you for a minute just to see what comes out here. It would be nice to get something else in the ground too. I mean, I have more seed potatoes that I could put in here, but honestly, I'm probably not going to do that. I'll probably do something for to get me ready for my winter, which, I live in Iowa, Zone 5B, so winter is coming. It's July, but that does not mean too terribly much here. It gets hot, so I really have to time out some of my stuff a little bit better, but it also gets very cold. And I will definitely need to get my tying out for this, because I have no idea where anything's at this point. Well, hello there, potatoes. Give myself a nice handful here. Ooh, dropping them. It's like I don't care at all. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. But like I said, I wanted these out of the ground. I was worried about them. I believe I was correct in my assumption too. Yeah, I'll definitely have to get my, oh, they just like to bounce back out of that little tote. Where is my tie? There you go. Tying it up a little bit. Now this is usually risky business, mostly because you might fork a potato, and once you fork a potato, it's not storing for the season. but it sure does help me get everything out of the ground. I'll tell you that. And I'll probably skip ahead just a few times, because I know watching someone dig out this many potatoes, or this many potato plants at the very least, isn't exactly the most interesting thing to watch. Figured I'd do this one without the girls. It's hot. I don't want them getting sweating. They'd have a time out here, but sometimes you gotta know better. Heck yeah, lots of potatoes on this one. Now usually I'd say anyone can grow potatoes, they're an easy crop. With the preface of, unless you get too much rain. Now we usually don't get, near as much rain as we did. Kind of a weird year. Holy cow. Holy cow. You can tell where less of the water was because they get a lot bigger. Now these are all in my mega garden box. 21 feet by 28 feet long. It's only 8 inches tall. Built it completely for free with scrap wood from my my porch. I replaced the porch wood and really had no options to mess around with it, so I just decided to build a giant box. Because why not? Any excuse to make the garden bigger. At this point, I don't know if I can make it bigger without getting a part-time employee. However, we got kids. They just need to get a little bit older so they can get out a little bit more. Oh, look at that. I'm stepping on them. How dare you, Jesse? Yeah, I highly doubt I'm even going to fill that plastic tote. This is discouraging. But it happens. Still getting some good sized ones though. Whew. Sweating up a storm. But I tell you what, the further in I get, I'm getting bigger and better potatoes. I've gotten through, 2/3 of it so far, probably a little bit more, and they're getting better and better. Closer to the edge, clearly where water wasn't draining out, they were worse. Now I still have to time this out. I got about 15, maybe 18 pounds of potatoes there. And I'll time it out to see what else I get, but not bad. This is definitely a failure. I mean, you know, it's a success because I got some potatoes. It's a failure because I had to pull these out a full month early. I felt it was the right thing to do. And sometimes, you know, that's the only thing you can do is just get out early and try something different. I keep saying this is a failure. It's a failure because I have so many potato plants and not a lot of potatoes that are big. I'm not getting tiny potatoes by any stretch of the imagination. I got, you know, these are the smaller ones and these are the bigger ones. So it's still pretty good. I have walked through and pulled all the plants out, but I still need a fork. I can see a lot of potatoes still in there. Even as a failure, this is a pretty good harvest. This will feed my family for a while. I'm gonna cure quite a few of these. I'm gonna try and save the smallest ones because I like to save them for next year's harvest and just go from there. But here in a second, I'm gonna start timing them out. I apologize for the state I look like. I know I look terrible. I don't do work and look good, that's for sure. But let's get back to it. You know when it's time to call it quits for a little bit? When you break your pitchfork. Oh. I really need to I need to invest in some better equipment. But I guess that's nice stopping point. Not bad. I'm sweating up a storm. Don't want to lose that little onion I found. Probably about 25 more pounds, maybe 30. I'm tired, so it could be less. I just don't know anymore. But a success because they grew, a failure because they didn't grow near as many as I would normally. That being said, I still enjoyed coming out here, still enjoyed getting all this out. Hopefully you guys do the same. Gardening's about not just, you know, producing stuff, it's about enjoying your space. So hopefully you guys enjoy your space no matter what size it is. And yeah, just keep on growing. I know it's July, but there's still plenty of stuff to be growing. A lot of people don't like kale, but you know what? Kale, spinach, more carrots. I could probably do potatoes again, but I'm not gonna do them there, not with the amount of rain we're gonna get. Yeah, there's plenty of things. You can start doing cabbages, more radishes, bok choy, leafy greens, spinach, everything. All these things that are really good during wintertime. Like I'm gonna start doing my next batch of peas. It's time. I hope you guys keep growing. Keep at it. Happy gardening.